Harappa is an archaeological site in Punjab, eastern Pakistan, about 24 km west of Sahiwal. The site takes its name from a modern village located near the former course of the Ravi River. The current village of Harappa is 6 km from the ancient site. Although modern Harappa has a railway station left from the period of British Raj, it is today just a small crossroads town of population 15,000. The site of the ancient city contains the ruins of a Bronze Age fortified city, which was part of the cemetery age culture and the Indus Valley civilization, centered in Sindh and the Punjab. The city is believed to have had as many as 23,500 residents and occupied over 100 hectares at its greatest extent during the mature Harappan phase, which is considered large for its time. Per archaeological convention of naming a previously unknown civilization by its first excavated site, the Indus Valley Civilization is also called the Harappan Civilization. The ancient city of Harappa was heavily damaged under the British rule, when bricks from the ruins were used as track ballast in the making of the Lahore-Multan Railroad. In 2005, a controversial amusement park scheme at the site was abandoned when builders unearthed many archaeological artifacts during the early stages of construction work. A plea from the prominent Pakistani archaeologist Ahmad Hassandani to the Ministry of Culture resulted in a restoration of the site. History. The Indus Valley Civilization has its earliest roots in cultures such as that of Mughal, approximately 6000 BCE. The two greatest cities, Mohenjo-daro and Harappa, emerged circa 2600 BCE along the Indus River Valley in Punjab and Sindh. The civilization, with a writing system, urban centers, and diversified social and economic system, was rediscovered in the 1920s after excavations at Mohenjo-daro in Sindh near Larkana, and Harappa, in West Punjab south of Lahore. A number of other sites stretching from the Himalayan foothills in East Punjab, India in the north, to Gujarat in the south and east, and to Balochistan in the west have also been discovered and studied. Although the archaeological site at Harappa was damaged in 1857 when engineers constructing the Lahore-Multan Railroad, used brick from the Harappa ruins for track ballast, an abundance of artifacts has nevertheless been found. The bricks discovered were made of red sand, clay, stones and were baked at very high temperature. Culture and economy. Indus Valley civilization was mainly an urban culture sustained by surplus agricultural production and commerce, the latter including trade with Sumer in southern Mesopotamia. Both Mohenjo-daro and Harappa are generally characterized as having differentiated living quarters, flat-roofed brick houses, and fortified administrative or religious centers. Although such similarities have given rise to arguments for the existence of a standardized system of urban layout and planning, the similarities are largely due to the presence of a semi-orthogonal type of civic layout, and a comparison of the layouts of Mohenjo-daro and Harappa shows that they are in fact, arranged in a quite dissimilar fashion. The chart weights and measures of the Indus Valley civilization, on the other hand, were highly standardized, and conformed to a set scale of gradations. Distinctive seals were used, among other applications, perhaps for identification of property and shipment of goods. Although copper and bronze were in use, iron was not yet employed. Cotton was woven and dyed for clothing. Wheat, rice, and a variety of vegetables and fruits were cultivated. And a number of animals, including the humped bull, were domesticated, as well as fowl for fighting. Well-made pottery some of it adorned with animal and geometric motifs has been found in profusion at all the major Indus sites. A centralized administration for each city, though not the whole civilization, has been inferred from the revealed cultural uniformity. However, it remains uncertain whether authority lay with a commercial oligarchy. What is clear is that Harappan society was not entirely peaceful, with the human skeletal remains demonstrating some of the highest rates of injury found in South Asian prehistory. Paleopathological analysis demonstrated that leprosy and tuberculosis were present at Harappa, with the highest prevalence of both disease and trauma present in the skeletons from Area G. Furthermore, rates of craniofacial trauma and infection increased through time, demonstrating that the civilization collapsed amid illness and injury. The bioarchaeologists who examined the remains have suggested that the combined evidence for differences in mortuary treatment and epidemiology indicate that some individuals and communities at Harappa were excluded from access to basic resources like health and safety, a basic feature of hierarchical societies worldwide. Archaeology. The excavators of the site have proposed the following chronology of Harappa's occupation: Ravi aspect of the Hakra phase, c. 3300 to Euro 2800 BC. Kotdjian phase, c. 2800 to Euro 2600 BC. Harappan phase, c. 2600 to Euro 1900 BC. Transitional phase, c. 1900 to Euro 1800 BC. Late Harappan phase, c. 1800 to Euro 1300 BC. By far the most exquisite and obscure artifacts unearthed to date are the small, square steatite seals engraved with human or animal motifs. A large number of seals have been found at such sites as Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa. Many bear pictographic inscriptions generally thought to be a form of writing or script. Despite the efforts of philologists from all parts of the world, and despite the use of modern cryptographic analysis, the signs remain undeciphered. It is also unknown if they reflect Proto-Dravidian or other non-Vedic language. The ascription of Indus Valley Civilization iconography and epigraphy to historically known cultures is extremely problematic, in part due to the rather tenuous archaeological evidence of such claims, as well as the projection of modern South Asian political concerns onto the archaeological record of the area. This is especially evident in the radically varying interpretations of Harappan material culture as seen from both Pakistan and India-based scholars. Suggested earliest writing: clay and stone tablets unearthed at Harappa, which were carbon-dated 3300 to Euro 3200 BCE, contain trident-shaped and plant-like markings. They have suggested as possibly the earliest writings anywhere in the world, as opined by Dr. Richard Meadow of Harvard University, director of the Harappa Archaeological Research Project. This primitive writing is placed slightly earlier than primitive writings of the Sumerians of Mesopotamia, dated c. 3100 BCE. These markings have similarities to what later became Indus script. This discovery also suggests that the earliest writings by mankind developed independently in three places between c. 3500 BCE and 3100 BCE. Notes. The earliest radiocarbon dating mentioned on the web is 2725 plus or minus 185 BCE or 3338, 3213, 3203 BCE calibrated, giving a midpoint of 3251 BCE. Kenoyer, Jonathan Mark Urban Process in the Indus Tradition, a preliminary report. In Harappa Excavations, 1986 Euro 1990, A Multidisciplinary Approach to Second Millennium Urbanism, edited by Richard H. Meadow, 29 Euro 59. Monographs in World Archaeology No. 3. Prehistory Press, Madison, Wisconsin. Periods 4 and 5 are not dated at Harappa. The termination of the Harappan tradition at Harappa falls between 1900 and 1500 BCE. Mohenjo-Daro is another major city of the same period, located in Sindh province of Pakistan. One of its most well-known structures is the Great Bath of Mohenjo-Daro. Dholavira is another ancient town belonging to Indus Valley Civilization, established in India. The Harappans used roughly the same size bricks and weights as were used in other Indus cities, such as Mohenjo-Daro and Dholavira. These cities were well planned with wide streets, public and private wells, drains, bathing platforms and reservoirs. See also, Charles Masson, first European explorer of Harappa, Dholavira, Lethal, Harappan architecture, Mandi, Uttar Pradesh, India, Mughal, Shurikan Tarakai, Mohenjo-Daro, Soktako, Kalibangan, Rakhigarhi. References. External links: Harappa.com, Harappa Town Planning article by Dr. S. Srikanta Sastry, Art of the Bronze Age, Southeastern Iran, Western Central Asia, and the Indus Valley, an exhibition catalogue from the Metropolitan Museum of Art, which contains material on Harappa.